Hello, listeners. Welcome back. I know I said the summer of music was coming to an end as we enter into the fall and get ready for the holidays, but hip hop said no. I got one more guest that came on to talk all about his musical journey. I'm so excited to bring to you guys Jerrk, who has a brand new album out streaming right now called Wizard. You guys are in for a very special treat, so tune in and enjoy. Welcome to IPA Sessions. Welcome to IPA Sessions, a podcast for independent artists. I'm your host, Kay Jacob, and as always, this is a place where I like to try and provide inspirations for practical application and entertainment. And once again, we have another musician here. I have a hip-hop artist here to promote his new album, Wizard, out now, streaming on all music platforms. Go check it out. This is Jerrk. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Jacob?
Hey, man, thanks so much for coming on. I love the name, by the way, Jerrk with 2 R's. Just putting it out there who you are, huh?
Yeah. There's a lot to it. It's layered, actually. You know what I mean?
Well, thanks for coming on, man. I know that we've been trying to get something going for a while, and I'm glad that I was able to catch you at the last little bit of this summer of music I've been doing, because I've just had a ton of musicians, a ton of hip-hop artists reaching out lately and coming on and talking about their music. So I'm happy to add you to this edition of musicians. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Who are you? What do you do?
Man, I'm Jerrk. I'm a wizard. I'm a cat lover and a rapper and a hip hop artist and a true artist at heart. You know, real pure to the art form.
Real indie. You do a lot of your own work, right? You put this all out yourself?
Absolutely. Every aspect of it except the covers. I usually outside help for that.
Nice. Where do you hail from, by the way?
Man, I'm from a little bit of everywhere. I was born in Cincinnati, Ohio, raised in Vallejo, California. That's home. You know what I mean? I've been there since before I was 1. So raised in Vallejo, California, the Bay Area, my whole life. After that, I got moved to northern Kentucky, right on the border of Ohio, Cincinnati, Ohio. So it's a real metro area right there. That's where I got my first record deal. Also, you know, there's a lot of history there as well. Then I moved to Houston, Texas for 11 years. Out there, I call that my second home. Texas is definitely my second home.
Hey, that's not bad. We're like neighbors. I'm originally from Louisiana, but I am currently living in LA, so I get it.
Definitely, yeah.
I got friends and family in the Houston area too. Great town.
Mm-hmm. I love the Louisiana Texas connection. I love that. And then now, I after Houston, I'm here in Denver, Colorado right now at the present moment. So a little bit of everywhere, but Vallejo, California, the 707 is my home, definitely.
You're just kind of from everywhere. You represent all parts of the states. I like it.
Yeah, different mix, you know.
So I know you have a brand new album out right now, as we mentioned, Wizard, which is streaming on all platforms. But this is not the only album you have put out this year. You've been busy, man. You've put out a lot of stuff. Kind of take me through a little bit of your music history. And also, what kind of got you into this?
I mean, you know, I heard Too Short for the first time. And I think that was it back in the 80s. You know, I'm from the original times of this old world, you know.
That old hip hop, yeah.
Yeah. And I heard my brother brought a tape home, Freaky Tales, a yellow cover with skull and crossbones on it. And it just said dangerous music. And that changed my life, you know what I mean? And of course, Beastie Boys, Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Ice-T. But we were fortunate in Vallejo to have Mac Dre and E40, rest in peace, Mac Dre. And so I was real spoiled with what I was able to grow up with, you know, and what influenced me. So that was like the influences of where it started. And then about 88, 89, I started just rapping as a little kid, you know, just doing little stuff, second grade talent show. And
along with every other kid in America, that phenomenon was taken off.
it was brand new. There was a lot of breakdancing and stuff going on, you know, a lot of hip hop elements going on at the time. along with street stuff too in Vallejo. You know, the crack era was going on. It was exploding as well. So it was a crazy mix of life. And so after that, I kept rapping. In 2000, or I'm sorry, 98, I was in Kentucky and I met this guy named Andre Ingalls. Rest in peace, Mongo Slade, my brother. We met over the phone over a sample he was looking for, and it turned into me getting a record deal with him. And I was the first artist out of Covington, Kentucky, putting out music, the first rapper out of the area. Legendary stuff, you know what I mean? And that was like the start of my career right there. 2000, August 15th, 2000, living legend. And I used to go by the name Swift Deezy. So that's the start. You can get that album. That's out on iTunes. I just was able to re-release that.
Oh, you guys go check that out. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
I
under
did not know
Swift
you had
Deezy.
this massive history in music behind you, man.
Oh man, it's deep. It's deep. But that's where it started. Yeah. But to take you even further, to fast forward a little bit up to now. I mean, I've had some stuff in between 2000. That's when my first album came out, and then I had one called "Starring as the Jerk" in 2006. Just compilation features from E40, Mac Dre, here and there, The Suspects, artists out of the Bay. I was on a few things, and but fast forward up to now, I dropped it. It was a hot summer. It's been a hot summer.
You put out a lot of music, yeah.
Yeah, I put out. I started in May, and I was like, I'm gonna put out something every month. May, June, July, and August, and I ended it with Wizard in August.
That's impressive.
Yeah, yeah. I produced Freddie Glove, which was May, Elephant Knee Skin, which was in June, produced by my homie Rebel Beats. Shout out to Rebel Beats. He's out in Houston, Texas.
And I've noticed, is he the same Rebel that I see featured on a lot of your music?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you do a lot of work with him.
Yeah, we did a lot of music together. I have like two sides to me. I have like music with him, and then I do music like on my own, like produce my own shit. But when I go mess with him, it's kind of a different vibe. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And I've noticed that Wizard, that's all you. I realized that entire track looks like it's all you. As far as I've noticed from the list and the featuring, it seems like it's just you the entire track.
Yeah, Freddie Glove and Wizard. Wizard specifically is because it's my new one. But yeah, I produced, wrote, mixed, mastered, played all the music. I did everything on that except do the album cover itself.
That's what's up.
I'm super proud of that one. I put my soul into Wizard. Wizard is a it's a real accomplishment in my heart. You know, I love that album.
Well, take me through a little bit of the technical work of Wizard. You know, obviously you said you did all of this on your own. Did you actually create a lot of your beats as well? Did you have
Yes.
a studio? I know that you're an indie artist, that you're independent, but you have a history in music, so you clearly have some connections to help you along. Kind of just lay that all out for us. Explain some of that for me, if you wouldn't mind.
So I was kind of forced into production. Like I've always messed around, but I've always been just an artist, pretty much. And being out here in Denver, I don't really know nobody out here like that. So I just I kind of put myself into a position of, man, I'm hungry again, and I need to feed myself. So I started searching around, you know, contacting some people, whatnot, and just things weren't working out. Everybody has their own lives, you know. Everybody's doing their own thing. Some people don't want to do music. Some people, you know, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, okay, well, let me get on this garage band on my phone, on my iPhone, because every iPhone comes with that GarageBand built in it. So I just
Right.
opened it up one day and checked it out. Next thing you know, I'm making beats. Yeah, and the first 20, 50 beats are pretty bad, you know. But you get
Live and
better.
learn.
You get better every day if you keep messing with it. And I'm teaching myself by ear every day still, and I'm at a point now where I'm pretty confident about my beats, my sound, how I want my everything is real intentional. Like every bit of it is super intentional. Like all the sounds that I pick, the way I want it to sound, it's all very, very methodically intentional.
I like that. If you look at the cover art for Wizard, and of course the title alone, it has this kind of nerd fantasy look to it. But you listen to the music, even the music itself, the beats that you made, the songs that you sing about or rap to, they have this essence to it where it almost feels like a little bit of nerd rap. There's a Tyler the Creator influence there, at least from what I'm hearing as just a spectator.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. That's what I picked up on. And like, I mentioned to you earlier, there's a song you have that I thought was absolutely hilarious. it's
Yeah.
about, female killers and like you being alone. It's crazy, but it works. Like everything in that track, it has this unique sound to it. I like that a lot. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I wanted to point that out. Like you were saying, you're very meticulous. You had a sound that you were going for. Was that what you wanted? Or am I just
Yeah,
hearing what
yeah.
I want to hear?
No, it's absolutely correct. I really like. I try to be different. I don't try to be different because I just am different as a human. You know what I mean? And in life, in real life, just my everyday, the way I talk, the way I fucking am. It's just people are like, I've never met somebody like you before. You're just fucking. They can't put their finger on it. It's weird to me, but I'm very aware of it too. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's just from my upbringing of living all over the place, experiencing all the different humans that I've experienced in my life, all the different kinds of weird places I've been with entertainment, to the fact that I love, like, I'm on my way to Texas Renaissance Festival bumping X-rated album, Psychoactive. You know what I mean? That's the kind of guy I am. You know what I mean? I'm crazy. I'm just a sicko. You know what I mean? I
Going
got
to the Renaissance Fair. I love
Yeah, it's like
it.
it's a very vast contrast I have. But to answer your question and to touch on that particular song that JC loves JC about the female killers, it's like stuff like that alone. I just want to be I just want to separate myself because it's already hard enough to do. I mean, well, it's actually not hard enough to do because everybody sounds the same right now. So it's kind of easy to step away. But I've always been like this. I've always had my own. Let me walk my own path. I don't want to be nothing like anything ever. You know what I mean? I don't.
Yeah,
I
represent yourself, who you are. It's your music too. It
absolutely
needs to it reflects you.
like just my song titles, like JC Heart, JC, and Never Had the Courage to Be Scared, and
Great title.
Shark Laughter, and Elephant Knee Skin, and shit. Like, I think different. It's the time of the caveman. You know what I mean? I'm just a different kind of guy. The creative is sick. As far as technical, man, I can't believe, I'm so proud of myself that I'm even able to have created the Wizard album and the Freddie Glove album, the beats, and the way I did that, and the way I even got stuck at a standstill where I was like, man, I can't mix this. Who am I going to get to mix this? So I forced myself into learning that aspect of it. And then I start breaking down the beats and every little thing, then it's become an obsession at this point. Now I'm like a mad scientist about it. You know what I mean? But those were created on an iPhone on GarageBand. All the music, all the beats. The keyboard is the size of the screen, and I played everything with my giant ass hands. You know what I mean?
That's awesome. And I love that. That's great, especially for other, especially anyone out there listening that wants to get into music themselves, whether they want to be a hip hop artist or they want to be in a rock band. It doesn't matter how you go about doing it as long as you find a way to do it. And you had something easy and accessible right there literally at your fingertips, and you took advantage of it. That was smart, man. I love that.
And it was
So
free.
you don't need that big studio setup. It helps. It's great if you can get it, but you can make things work with what you have.
Absolutely. And growing up in this rap game, like I've literally grew up in the rap game my whole life. Is I've been in the giantest studios, the best studios. I've been in closets. I've been in the worst. I've recorded in cars. You know what I mean? And the little setup that I made for myself here with a phone and a microphone is I can't. Yeah, I can get better. I can buy more stuff and make it. There's little stuff I can do, but the hunger is there. So you're gonna find a way. And that's to all you artists, any artists, actors, comedians, musicians, podcasters. You can find a way. It's right there on your phone. And if you don't even have the technology outside of the phone, start Googling and YouTubing. Somebody on YouTube or Google has figured out a way to do it without anything else.
Right.
People in the jungle building houses out of mud, filming it on a phone. You know what I mean? So
Get it done.
we can do it.
And you brought this up. I just want to ask about this real quick. I always try to look at the financial aspects, especially for independent artists, people that invest time and money into themselves, into their equipment. Would you say that financially, this investment that you've taken on, is it starting to pay off for you now? Or do you feel like even if it's not paying off right now, the investment alone was good? It was good for you.
I'll go with the latter answer because the investment alone, for me, at first you think, yeah, we're going to blow up, money, this, that. But once you learn about music, the music industry, it ain't about money. And if your heart is in it since a kid like mine, it's never been about money. If for an independent artist, the real honest truth, it's a money pit. You drain yourself of money. You spend money on studio. You spend money on mixing, producers, microphone. If you're going to do it yourself, all that equipment. You got to spend money on the promotion if you're going to promote your material. Some people just put it right on Instagram. Some people put a little bit of money into it. Some people like album covers. You got to pay the artist. You have to pay everybody. It's a never ending money pit. So you got to really love this shit. You have to love doing music to do music. Otherwise, if you're just in it for money, you better have a good gimmick or you better know the way, the path to do that. You know what I mean? Because there's like, to me, there's like two ways. There's a built-in way that's already built in, grandfathered from the industry people with their family and kids and friends and family, and that's how people get put on. And then there's the you blew up on the internet fucking freakishly, just out of nowhere, like, and goddamn, whoa, shit. Somebody, you know what I mean? This just took off. You know what I mean? I just posted a comment on somebody's TikTok and my comment went viral. And I was like, oh shit, I never had that happen before. You know what I mean?
Just a comment. Yeah.
Just a comment. So to answer that, it's a money pit to me. For me, it's a money pit. I don't make nowhere near the money off of my music that I've invested my life and blood and sweat and tears into. You know what I mean? It doesn't, the scale is totally off there.
But you just keep pushing, you keep doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. And I know that I have quality music. I really do. And I ain't to, say my shit is the best, but I am the best. I am the GOAT. If I don't think like that, then what the fuck am I here for? You know what I mean?
Well, speaking of quality music, and I do appreciate you taking the moment to just kind of break down a little bit of the finances for us, because it's the reality I want a lot of independent people, artists out there to know that, like, hey, you're going to end up, like you said, it's a money pit. You're going to end up putting a lot of money, your own money and time into these things, but you keep at it, you stay with it. Who knows? You might get lucky. You might have that freakish internet thing that takes you up there. It blows you out of the water, which is great. And it might turn some revenue for you, which is wonderful. But if you really love this, just know that you're going to be investing a lot of your own time and money into this. So I do appreciate you into that.
100%.
And like I was saying too, speaking of the quality of music, I want to ask you about these albums that you made, including Wizard. What was this process like for you? The time that went into this, how long did it, because you clearly had an idea, like you said, you had a plan that you want to put out one album each month, which you ended up doing. Overall, what would you say it took you to make, create, produce, mix, get it all ready to put on the streaming for the Wizard? And I'm guessing it's a part of the time that it took to make the first two albums that came out right before it.
This plan to release, I conjured it up in about April of this year, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this shit happen. The music I started recording last summer, and when I started getting confident with my beats, and I was like, all right, I'm ready to start doing some songs to my music. So I recorded all these. I recorded like 70 songs. You know what I mean? And I just started handpicking all the ones, for first release, for frontline. And like I said, I looked for help for mixing and certain aspects of the technical side of it. And people were like, nah, I can't help you. Nah, I don't want to help you. Nah, it's going to cost $100 a song. Nah, it's going to cost $500 a session, whoop-de-whoop. And I'm like, man, fuck. fuck it. So I start forcing myself into it and mixing, and I'm sitting here with headphones and really blood, sweat, and tears into my mixes until everything was, sit right with me,
Sounds like you applied a lot of that history that you've had
Oh,
because you've been
absolutely.
doing this since about 2000. You said that's over 20 years of knowledge and experience. And
Absolutely.
now you're finally doing a lot more than just writing and rapping.
Yeah, when you're in the studio all those years and you pick up on a lot of stuff. I was, my first album, the Swift Deezy Living Legend that I was talking about, I recorded that album with Bootsy Collins' son at Bootsy Collins' house in
Oh, wow.
Cincinnati. Yeah, so I got like sick ass legendary history with with my musical career. Like I learned a lot from him and watching him work and just being through all the studios that I went through. I've always like sat there and watched the engineer and watched the buttons they push and I like that side of it to an extent, you know.
Yeah. Well, you got a first class peek right at it. That's awesome.
Dude, I did. That's what I say. I'm kind of spoiled to have fallen into the situations I have in my career.
So all in all, this concept came to you about a year in
Oh
advance, you said?
yes, sorry.
No, it's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
no. So about a year, I started the music, and then in April, I said, you know what? I'm gonna start putting this shit out. I got to get this shit out. I'm making too many songs. And it's building up too much. I got to get this stuff out. So I started with Freddie Glove. I said, I'm going to get Freddie Glove up and going. That's going to be, I've had, I had a self-titled one called Jerrk. I had Gramercy. I had my Living Legend album back in the day, starring as. I had all these other projects back in the day.
Yeah, I want to say before these releases, your last one, it looked like it was around 2012, almost 10 years ago. Is that the
Well, I was
self-titled?
dropping singles. I like in 2017. I started shooting videos. I
Okay.
was like, man, I'm gonna get my career going. Like, I really get the way I want it. So I started shooting videos. I started doing all this stuff that I needed to do, and then some life shit came and took me completely out. And I didn't reemerge until Freddie Glove album. So it was like a 4 or 5 year period where I had to step away from my music, from my just life, just to get
Yeah,
things in
your
order.
life.
And when I reemerged, Freddie Glove. And that's how I'm coming back slashing everybody, you know what I mean? And that was the start. That was that. And then I said I'm gonna come with Elephant Knee Skin next in June. And these are significant as well because I dropped on Tupac's birthday, Elephant Knee Skin. All my dates, my release dates are even hip hop. You know what I mean? I'm so deep. I'm deep with this shit.
And for those of you listening, Elephant Knee Skin is a really cool album too. That you have a ton of collaboration work in there. You, like we mentioned earlier, your friend Rebel. I noticed a few other artists. It's the first time I think when I was looking at your albums that you had the most amount of artists I'd ever seen that you did a lot of songs with. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah, I got my brother Angel D Ski. He's a big Polynesian rapper. He's Samoan.
Hey, that's what's up.
Huge in the Polynesian community. He's my best friend, my brother since we was kids. You know what I mean? Still to this day, and we still make music together. He's gearing up to set the world on fire with his shit. Yeah, I work a lot with him. Rich Rap, the Stewie Brothers. I mean, I got a history with Baby Bash, E40, Mac Dre, all these, a bunch of legends, man, that I got a weird history with that I've been a part of in some kind of way. But yeah, Elephant Knee Skin, sorry, to get back on track. Elephant Knee Skin was June, Tupac's birthday. That was produced by the Rebel. So I didn't have to, I took a big load off of myself with producing and mixing and mastering, you know what I mean? And went in on them songs. And then July, Mac Dre's birthday, July 5th, I dropped Shark Laughter. Shark Laughter is a funny album because when me and Rebel put that album together, that album is like a techno dance club feel album. It has a real distinct, it's damn near like some boy band almost, but some hardcore gangster rap, like street
Well,
shit.
I was about to say, like some other artists have said before, you made your stripper album, but it sounds like you did a little bit more than
It's like the stripper album with stripper with a gun. You know what I mean? It's
Oh my
crazy.
god!
It's like it's a wild album, but it's a really cool album. It's hella dope. It's like super dope. It's like definitely like playable in any kind of like fun situation, you know what I mean? And then came August. Here comes Wizard. I dropped a little single right before Wizard, like a week before, called For Never, Jerrk, For Never. It's like a breakup, broken heart song, like a fuck you bitch, I hate you, but why'd you leave me kind of song, you know what I mean? That was kind of like a little gear up for Wizard. And then Wizard came, and man, to touch on your what you were saying and what we were talking about how it's crazy to how you got to either promote, drain your money to make your shit work, or you freakishly blow up somehow. I was getting the same amount of little plays every week. My streams are, sitting at so many streams per week that I'm seeing on my analytics. And when I dropped the Wizard, I noticed that one particular song, Survive,
I saw that. Yeah.
that shit went crazy. That shit has thousands and thousands of plays right now. And I'm like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? You know what I mean? I have no idea what happened there. But somebody latched onto that and got it around. And so Survive is pumping right now off of the Wizard album. And that's feeling good right now. But it's been a hot
Survive
summer.
is almost over, and this is no PR, no studio behind you, no
No,
promotion
nothing.
whatsoever, just putting the music out there, like having just simply released the album with nothing behind it to promote it as of when you aired it. You're pushing 5,000 listens right now
Shit.
just by dropping the song itself. So I hope that after this, more people go out, check it out. It's a great song.
Fuck yeah.
And I hope you get a chance to have a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Success.
Success. Publicity around it. I'm hoping you get a lot more listens. I'm
Absolutely.
hoping that it's that song, like you said, it's going to be that freakish thing that just takes off out of nowhere simply because you dropped it and people are like, well, who's this guy? It's like, it's Jerrk. I'm Jerrk.
Good song. It's a fucking
Yeah.
great song.
I think that's awesome, man. Congrats on that. That's a huge thing. And I
Thank
know a
you.
lot of people are like, oh, well, all these other artists have like millions of listens. It's like, yeah, but they're worldwide. They're recognized. They're well known. This is someone who just made something because they wanted to make something and they put it out there. And I think that's extremely successful. So congrats for that. And it's
Thank
still
you.
growing. You're going to be at
Yeah.
10,000 by the time this episode airs.
Man, I hope so, because it's organic is the best way.
It's very organic. Yeah. And you don't get more indie than that.
Yeah, for real. And I've always been like that. I've always had that indie fuck the radio, fuck the industry spirit. You know what I mean? I did some reality TV and I was like, fuck y'all. You know what I mean? Because this shit wasn't real. So I was too real.
It's that real underground style too, I like
Yeah.
that. It's like we had some really great artists on here that are very, very underground, a lot like you. They make their own beats, their own music. They do everything, make their own music videos. It's a trio. It's S&I. Shout out to S&I, who we've had on recently. Go back,
Shout
check
out.
out their episode. But
Shout
just
out.
like you, they have that same passion, that driver. It's like we want to show that we are who we are. I had other artists do the same. We had recently the Twin Kings. They were amazing, and they were like, we just are who we are. We put ourselves out there as everyone says, the best in the game. And I love that there's this friendly competition of like, I
Yeah.
am who I am, and I'm that damn good. And I love hearing this from all these amazing hip hop artists that I've had the chance to interview this summer. I called it the summer of music, but I feel like this is the summer of hip hop. You guys are
Yeah.
blowing up everywhere. This underground music, it's coming back. I love hearing it. I had Trell Brooks and Mo Seuss on recently, other
Nice.
talented rappers. So it's so cool to see that same passion in each and every one of you guys. And I'm sorry to steal a little bit of the thunder from you there, but I just had to give a shout out to all these amazing artists that have been doing exactly what you're doing, talking about that same passion, that drive of like, I'm just me, no bullshit. I just want to throw who I am out there. I'm artistic. I do my thing.
Shout out to all them artists you just named. Shout out to all of them. And like, to touch on that, that's exactly it. I have to be me because somebody's gonna gravitate to it. You know what I mean? The crazy thing is, I get all these streams and I'm getting all these plays, but I don't get the interaction. So I don't know who's listening to my shit. But I know people are listening to it. You know what I mean?
It's organic. It's just happening. It's fans of that music.
That's the beautiful part about it. Like, because I know that people will say, hey, you're that, hey, I seen you on the, hey, I heard this song, hey, you know what I mean? So when you get that kind of shit, that shit is like, that means the most, because you you feel like you feel real alone. And a few thousand plays, a few hundred plays to an indie artist is fucking incredible. You know what I mean? Everybody, that shit is like, that shit means the world to us. You know what I mean? I get 50 plays and I'm like, oh man, thank you. You guys are the fucking best. I get 1,000 plays. I'm like, man, who do I gotta talk to fucking take out the dinner? You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, I shout out to all the artists, because you know, I tweet this all the time. Every play, every fan, every stream, every little click, that shit counts. To us, that shit counts. Please know it doesn't go unnoticed.
That's right. And that's not just showcasing the amount of likes and loves that people have. Because, you know, someone likes that song, it goes right into their liked playlist. And I know for me, my girlfriend, any song that she likes, she clicks on it that, hey, I like this. And then like when she's just driving around, she just listens to her liked music. So it's like a random mix of everything, but it's all the music out there that she loves to just listen to constantly. So who knows, man, you're in these like lists now too. People are hearing the Jerrk more and more.
I love it. I couldn't ask for a better situation like that, you know. I really couldn't. I tell people all the time, it's hard if you really stay persistent and consistent, you will something. You will something. You will
something. I like that. All right, just taking a little break. Once again, our amazing guest has been kind enough to gift us with a song to play right here on IPA. This is Jerrk with his song Survive on the new album Wizard, streaming right now on all music platforms. Enjoy.
You don't seem to want to accept the fact that you're dealing with an expert. With a man who's the best. With guns, with knives, with his bare hands. A man who's been trained to ignore pain, ignore weather, to live off the land, to eat things and to make a billion puke, to kill. Period.
You ain't gonna make it outside if you're scary. No, the streets is like a living cemetery. Zombies, a black hole in the soul. Eyes with no vision, nowhere to go. Demons on your back, devil on your shoulder. There's so much pressure for a dollar. Deep in the shark water, looking for a better way, praying to art fire. Shit is getting harder by the day. But Saturday is special with my new 38. Take it out with me like we going on a date. If you coming for me, ho, then twice you better think. I'm looking at the bank like my 9 kilo curve, cause the fame ain't came, still laying in the dirt. Life used to be pain, now shit don't hurt. I just charge it to the gang, keep putting in work. When I step outside, I'm just trying to survive. It shouldn't have to be this hard. Why is it do or die? Why is it so urgent? What is so crucial? God damn, it's so crucial. It's just another day. People trying to stop you. Business as usual. Go outside to a war zone. Same thing going on inside of your dome. Survival mode activated. Streets ugly, nothing to be fascinated. I don't wanna be congratulated. That's too much attention. Just be happy that I made it. They say, send the location. I'm outside of your house and the bushes waiting. I'm God's craziest creation. Rebel without a pause, selling these Adderalls. J-double-R-K, read it in capitals. Raised in a place uncivilized and irrational. Life on the jagged side of the Rambo knife might make you wanna ask God why. The slice gotta be so deep, make you wanna cry. My only advice, like the weed, when I step outside, I'm just trying to survive. It shouldn't have to be this hard. Why is it do or die? Why is it so urgent? What is so crucial? It's just another day. People trying to stop you. Business as usual.
Well, if you send your people in there after him, they'll get killed. Are you telling me that 200 men against your boy is a no-win situation for us? Except that man, don't forget one thing. What? A good supply of body bags.
All right, that was Jerrk with his new song, Survive, on his new album, Wizard, streaming right now on all music platforms. Go check it out. And remember, this guy has been dropping albums all summer. There's 4 more and many more to come. So go check it out, give it a listen, and help support an awesome indie artist. And stick around for after the show, where Jerrk was kind enough to give us one more song to play you out on. And now, back to the conversation. I really appreciate you taking the time to kind of just tell us a little bit about who you are, who Jerrk is, what you do, where you're from, your history, which I wasn't even aware of. We had a friend of the show, a good friend of mine, Lexi, who introduced us, and I'm really glad
Shout out
she turned
Lexi.
me on. Yeah, shout out to Lexi. I'm really glad she turned me on to you, to your music. I was listening to it, I was like, man, this guy has some unique sounds to it. Like I was like, I'm a big nerd guy. And with the new album, I really liked the new album. And it was funny because I hadn't even heard it before we set this up. I had only heard because I think before I reached out to you, you hadn't even dropped Freddie Glove yet. So I'm just
Hmm.
listening to all this older music and I'm like, man, this is unique. This is different. It's older. And then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I got stuff coming out. And sure enough, you just started dropping album after album,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is, it's really impressive to see that.
I love that you caught the nerd shit. I gotta say, I love that you caught the nerd shit because my music is filled with like movie stuff,
Yeah.
cartoon
Oh,
stuff.
there's a song that you have on Elephant Knee Skin called Famous. I loved it. It was great.
Oh, thank you, thank
Famous
you. I
was
love
awesome. I loved it.
beautiful
And
song.
and I work in the film industry, so like I picked up on a lot of the jokes, you know. I picked up on a lot of what you were saying. Like on first listen, a lot of people might hear it and be like, "Oh, this is just being, you know, blunt or talk." And it's like, "No, there's a nuance there. It's kind of silly
Yes,
if you really listen to what he's saying." And I think
yes.
that's it's just like JC Hart's JC. Like you're not really in love with these serial killers, but it's the play on it that makes it funny cuz you're like, "Oh my god, this is ridiculous."
Well, I mean, you know, Jody is kind of.
My bad. But yeah, man,
Shout out Jody. Shout out Jody. Shout out Casey. I love y'all.
I do appreciate you coming on, though. I appreciate you sharing all this with us. I want to get in some questions now. I want to kind of ask you about the ups and downs of this journey of yours through music, through hip hop. As you stated, you've been doing this for a long time, ever since you were a kid. You know, we've given away our age at this point, how long we've been doing this.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, throughout all of your experience and your journey, what has been the biggest challenge to overcome?
Wanting to still do it after all of the rejection, after all the letdown and heartbreak, and wanting to fucking still be so passionate about it. That's the biggest challenge. The creativity is, it comes and goes. You know, you have writer's block and stuff here and there, and some days you're on, some months you're on fucking fire nonstop. But the challenge overall, the biggest challenge to me that pertains to music and just having to live with it is keeping that hunger, keeping the love for it. I mean, shit, I hate the music that's out right now. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of music that I like that's current right now.
Well, I've
And
I've made this statement. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I've made this statement before too. Just as a general spectator, as someone who listens to music in general, through all music, country, hip hop, rock, R&B, anything that's on the radio, for the most part, it's commercialized. It's what I call watered down. I've had this conversation with
absolutely,
someone outside of the music industry where we're talking about country music, and I was like, you know, it's watered down. Like not every person from the South wants to sing about their tractor. We're not all about heartbreak. Like there's other real things that you can connect to listeners with. And there's a ton of artists out there, independent artists, that are very much doing that. They're speaking their real life experiences. And it makes the music, to me, so much more entertaining, so much better to listen to. And it's relatable. It's not that watered down commercialized shit. So it's bringing back that love. And it sounds like you have the same thing for underground music. You work with a ton of artists that are doing the same thing you're doing, and you love their music.
I do.
So it's just the radio that's disappointing.
Yeah, it is. It's mainstream. I should have put that in context. It is mainstream. I've always been like against, you know, mainstream and commercial music. Not saying that there's good and bad. You know, there's good and bad of it.
Hey, we all got our guilty pleasures too. It's okay.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Overall, though, yeah, it's definitely you have to search out what you'll find what you're looking for if you search, but you got to really search because it's so many people doing music now. And if it's not so many people doing music, it's so accessible with the internet and you can find anything. And you want to hear raps about or songs or any kind of thing about a dead frog, you'll be able to find it, you know, something like that, you know, just crazy, just anything.
All
So
right. Yeah.
as far as the saturation, yeah, but you got to really sort out and really look out what you're looking for, I think, to overpower the bullshit. that's out there.
Yeah, keep that fire alive inside. That's your biggest challenge, keeping that fire inside going. I love it. It's passion. It's what,
Inspiration,
that's right.
for
Inspiration
sure.
right here on IPA.
Absolutely.
And we mentioned this, I keep bringing it up, that you have this history in music. You've had these amazing opportunities to experience, working with legends and meeting them and just being around them. And then, of course, you have your own music career itself, which you've been doing for damn near 20 years. Even with the pausing in between because of life, it happens, and you're right back at it, dropping all this new music. So there's a lot of things that that you understand and that you expect to happen. But what is something unexpected that you had to face? And maybe it's something that when it happened, you had to learn it right there in the moment, how to figure out what to do about it. Like it just completely caught you off guard.
The whole music business, everything that comes with it, because nobody teaches you anything about anything. Everybody's a gatekeeper. And you come across people that'll share little tips and tricks and knowledge, but I don't know. I don't know how they did that. I don't know how did we got there. I don't even know how that happened. Because sometimes it's like that. It's just everything is a learning process. But once you kind of get into a groove and a pattern of regular, it becomes natural. But then there's always everybody does stuff their way. There's nothing by the book or nothing by the rules in the music industry. It's kind of everybody improvises their own way, but we're all doing the same shit, but it's done different. So to answer that, everything in general, but for me personally, more technical stuff and learning technical stuff on the music as far as learning mixing and sounds and shit and music lessons to myself. Besides that, it's just learning like you never expect people to fuck you basically. Like
That's
you
fair.
don't when you're working with people, you're like they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this, and we can put it in. Even if they put it in writing, you got to watch that writing. You got to read that writing
Read that fine print.
because every word means something somehow. So everything is a challenge in the music industry when it comes to that. You have to learn everything right on the spot, and if you don't get it, you're gonna be in big trouble. You're not gonna get it if you don't get it.
Watch yourself. As we've had other artists say before, know your worth. Be careful. Read that fine print.
Absolutely. Know your worth.
I actually like that too. The unexpected for you was this music industry, not just mainstream industry, but the music industry in general, both independent and mainstream. Like there's a lot of things that you think going into it, and it's going to catch you off guard and be like, oh, I was clearly wrong about this. Now you know.
Nobody cares. Everybody's a cutthroat. It's weird. It's weird. It's a weird place.
I want to ask you now, what's been a hard reality that you've had to deal with and accept? It's something discouraging that you pushed through, or maybe even you resolved it. And as by a hard reality, I'm talking about things that are they are a fact of life. It is literally what it is. There is no changing it. It's there. You can't do anything about it but figure out how to work around it. It is a matter of fact.
The money that comes with it. Well, I won't say the money that comes with it because there's money here, there's money there. But when it comes to plays and streams, fuck you. Fuck you, Spotify. Fuck you, Apple. Fuck you, Pandora. Fuck you, Tidal. For real.
Pennies on the play, huh?
Not even pennies.
Oh my
It's
goodness.
fractions of pennies. You get thousands and thousands of plays, and when you look at your bill, your statement, you're like, what? What? You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's sad. It's discouraging. It's heartbreaking. It really is. And that's why I go back to, if you're in it for money, don't come here to the music game, because you got to love this shit, and you got to love music, and you got to love your craft. You got to really love it, because disappointments like that and the heartbreak of that, of the reality of there's no money unless you're doing decent shows, steady decent shows, and have a good network and wave to ride on. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think finance, we talked about it earlier, finance, money, that is a hard reality for a lot of people, is accepting that like it is not what you think it's going to be.
At all.
And if you're in it to just make money off of it, then you need to figure out how to get in with the mainstreamers, how to get in with that commercial revenue, because you're not going to get it doing it the independent route. You're not going to get it if you're being passionate about just making music, because that's the thing, is you're just there to make the music. And like you stated earlier, hopefully something will successfully take off for you. You'll have that freakish thing that just takes off and that you can get your money that way. But you're not looking at a good stream of revenue from simply getting those, awesome fans listening to your music. But you got awesome fans listening to your music. That's the plus side.
Right. And it's like you gotta believe in yourself so much that it doesn't matter. Like you can't count the money. The money will come if you're not counting it. It's gonna come. It will come if you're not counting it and really you're really in love with this shit. It'll come. It'll happen. I'm living proof. I'm not rich. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not 100,000aire, but I'm definitely living proof of somebody that has seen rap checks. You know what I mean? And it's like, man, this is crazy that I created, that I fucking manifested this in my life. But it's a hard reality. It's definitely a hard reality of it's a long road. You got to be ready to keep a good, long, steady, long road up that long staircase.
Right.
Because it's a long one. It's a long path. It ain't no overnight nothing. People that you see blow up overnight, that they've been doing it for years. Most likely.
And props to them for finally fucking doing it, for being able to make it with that one hit that they worked their ass off on for so many years. And finally that one it made it.
Yeah.
And that's for every artist out there. You just keep doing it. And, I appreciate you, talking about the bumps in the road, the roadblocks that you face. But I'm going to move this on to some lighter subjects, to the good stuff. I want to know, man, what has been the most valuable takeaway that you've learned from your experience? Something that helped you grow and improve as an artist, as a musician.
Seeing legends, seeing people work in the studio that are legends, seeing them work, seeing engineers and producers do their sorcery, seeing artists do their sorcery it's a huge learning situation, because you're not going to get that by going to school, by going to a music school, by being in band. You experience the shit you take home is the experience. The experiences you take home are the experiences, and the knowledge of, you got to be listening. You listen to people talk. Shut the fuck up sometimes and just listen to people talk. People that have done things already, or even people that are a little bit older than you. Listen to that older person talk, because they've been 35 before. You ain't ever been 35. You know what I mean? Listen to that young person talk. See it from their young perspective. You know what I mean? Don't just hate on everything. You gotta be an open. You gotta be an open-eared person. I feel like I took that with me a lot, being just open to all these different kinds of things. Don't be so closed-minded about shit. Like, you gotta be able to see an artist and understand. Okay, that's why they blew up. Oh, okay, that's why people like this person. You may not like that music. You may not like that artist, but these people do. So understand that. You know what I mean? So it's like the experiences of the experience of being in the music industry is what I take with me. It's a lot, because it's nothing that you can just be taught. It's just shit you just gotta just learn. You can't be taught it. You gotta learn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's that's the only way I can put it.
No, I love that answer. I mean, your experience is probably the most valuable takeaway for anyone. Experience is knowledge. It's something you learn. You're going to fail. You're going to mess up. You're going to, make a mistake, but all of that makes you better.
It's going to harden you.
And that's a wonderful takeaway to have.
Yeah. You guys, as long as you stand tall through it all, it'll be all right. Everything's going to be cool.
And, my next question for you is, and you may have actually already answered this, but earlier we had talked about, the unexpected that can happen. But what did you actually expect? What did you want from this new album, Wizard, from these 4 albums that you released back to back? What did you want from this?
To let motherfuckers know that I'm here for show. Like,
Nice.
yeah, I've had the previous, but I wasn't consistent. So it was drop an album. Couple years later, here, oh, he popped back up again. Who is this guy? It's like starting over every time, just to let them know. Yeah, 2023, Hot Boy Summer. I'm coming fucking y'all all up all summer. New shit every month, and it all is fucking so versatile, so different, so fucking like nothing is the same at all.
No.
Like just to let motherfuckers know, here's the footprint of a pharaoh right here. Here I am.
Great opening song to Wizard, by the way.
Thank you, thank you.
No, that's awesome, man. Hell yeah. That's a great thing to want to let people know here I am. What's
You
up?
know, I don't have no I didn't have no expectations on streams or first week nothing or sales or nothing. Pre-order my shit. Yeah, it was up for pre-order, but I wasn't pushing it like, hey, go pre-order my shit. I said it, I mentioned it a couple times, but to me it's not about that. It's here's the picture of the cover. I'm gonna put it in your face every day so you know it's out there. And when you go hear it, because I know they're gonna get sick of it and go, let me go see what this is about. And then fuck, yeah, bitch, I'm here. I'm fucking here. Here I am. So get used to it because it's about to happen every fucking year now. I'm taking summers for myself.
I love it. Taking summers for yourself. Well, look, man, we know that you have this fire inside you that keeps you going. We know that you love what you do. You're very passionate. So I just want to ask you, man, what's your drive? What motivates Jerk?
Fuck, man. The music, the weed, and life.
Good answer, I guess.
That's what motivates me with the music. Like to make and create, like just living life and shit. I have seeing all the little shit that I see in life, shit that pisses me off daily, or shit that makes me happy daily, or the food I get to eat daily. All that little shit, it just fucking fuels me to be like so thankful and grateful that I'm still here and making fucking dope ass music. Like that shit fuels me even harder. And then when I hear like my partners making music, or I'll meet somebody new and they'll play me some shit, and I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, you know what I mean? This is exactly what I need to hear. I need to hear other creatives. Like I get juiced off of other people. Love makes me happy. You know what I mean? I love to love. I love to see others coming up. I love to see people yes, I'm the fucking GOAT. I'm the fucking best, but I love to see you being the best too. I love to see you being the fucking GOAT too. You know what I mean?
It's that friendly competition that drives you. It's seeing everyone succeed.
It makes me so fucking happy too, though. Like and there's like no hater in my blood. You know what I mean? Like, and that shit fuels me. Like the fact that it's all about love to me because I've been the weakest rapper before. I've been the fucking I've started out before too. You know what I mean? I fucking started out when I was young and fucking thought my shit was great, and you play it to somebody that was fucking 2 years older than you, you're like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
And you've reinvented yourself as well. And it seems like you've really found who you are, who Jerk is, and it works for you.
Definitely.
I love that your drive is the success of others, seeing everyone succeed and be the best that they can be, sharing in that love. I love it, man.
It's dope. It's reciprocating the love and shit and the creativity. I love that shit. Even if somebody's not on, like, you can meet an artist, and yeah, I know this person isn't on my level, whether they're better or worse. You know what I mean? But I'm aware that this motherfucker's way doper than me, or this motherfucker, man, he sucks, but there's something about their spirit.
Right.
There's something about that spirit. And I fucking love that shit. And so I don't hold myself, yeah, I'm aware of the level of greatness and the level of lyricism and skill. I'm aware of that. But we gotta be on the same platform at some point. You know what I mean? We have to be on the same ground at some point. It's not all uneven and unlevel. So I love that shit. I love when people are just doing them. You know what I mean? I
It's
love it
awesome.
because I do me. So I love it when people do them.
That's a great answer there, man. Hey, listen, my last question for you is really more of a statement. I want to know, man, is there any advice or something that you would like to say to anyone out there trying to do what you do, trying to be the best in the game, trying to be that next badass hip hop artist? You got any advice for them? Any knowledge you want to drop?
My advice is you have to really believe it. You have to believe it. Now, I ain't gonna say it's not like the cliche, gotta believe in yourself. None of that cliche, even though all those cliche bullshits are true, all the shit that people say is true, you know. But you really have to believe in what you're doing. Like, if you're fucking making music, you have to believe in that music, or you have to believe that you're the best making music. You have to believe it. You have to be convinced. You can't be like playing it and then like, oh yeah, this is my new shit. Here, you want to hear it? Like, no, fuck that. Yeah, this is my new shit. Pump this shit up. You know, it has to be that. You know what I mean? You have to really believe in yourself. And that's with anything in life. Anything. From a chef to a fucking parking meter reader to a podcaster to a rapper to a painter to a cat. You have to believe it. You have to. I love cats, by the way.
I like that.
But you have to believe it. That's my main advice to anybody that's out there. Believe in what you're doing. Because if you have money, that helps. If you don't have money, then believe even harder than what you already believe.
It's got to be what drives you. I love it.
That's it.
Well, look, man, I know you've been talking this whole time. You've been amazing sharing your journey with us and your experience and everything, who you are, what you do. You've been very real. But this is a show for you. This is a podcast platform just for you, for the artist. Is there anything else that you would like to say? And while we're at it, please put yourself out there, promote yourself. Where can we find your music? Where can we follow you? How can we reach out and say, hey, man, what's up?
First and foremost, shout out and thank you for having me on, Jacob.
Of course, my pleasure.
IPA podcast, man, it's the shit. I love it. I really appreciate the platform big time. As far as me, you can always find me at Jerrk707. Jerk with 2 R's. Spell it with the double R, as
That's
I always say in my raps.
And there will be links in the show notes, so go check it out. Follow those links.
Yeah, we'll put the link tree in there so you have all the links to all the music platforms, all my social medias, Jerrk707. Just in case you were wondering again, all my music is on streaming platforms on pretty much everything. Just look it up, Jerrk with 2 R's. My next release will be the Wizard instrumental album. So it'll be all the instrumentals to the Wizard album. I did the same with the Freddie Glove album.
Just
So
showcasing your new beat skills.
just showcasing that, man. I'm here. You know what I mean? Come fuck with me. I'll make you some dope beats. So that's gonna be on October 31st, Halloween. I love Halloween, so we dropping that one on Halloween. R.I.P. Mongo Slade, my brother. He was the CEO of Top of the South Records, my first record label in Kentucky that I signed to. He was an artist as well. He passed away a few years ago. I obtained all his masters and the music, so I'm going to release his album as well. That's just like, something from my heart for certain people that are going to actually understand what's going on, but he's dope as fuck. When they hear it, they're gonna be like, oh, when people hear it, they're like, oh shit, this shit hard. That's Mongo Slade. The Yay, the Power, and the Money. That's November 5th. Yeah, that's the new shit I got coming up. As far as me, Jerrk707 everywhere, all platforms. Follow Jacob. Follow IPA podcast as well.
Thanks.
Shout out Angel D Ski. Shout out Craze. The whole AGMB crew. Shit, all them guys, you know what I mean? I love it. And shout out my cat, Charles, Sir Lord
That's
Prince, right. War Cat, aka Wizard. He is the wizard.
Ah, now we know who the cat is on the cover of the album.
Yeah, that's Charles. Charles is a big part of my career, my life.
I'm sorry, I should have asked this earlier. I know we're wrapping it up, but I love your cover artwork for all your albums. Who does that? Because I remember you mentioned earlier that you do pretty much everything but the artwork. Who's your artist that does all that?
I got a couple people. My boy Nick GFX at NIC GFX, Nick GFX. He does a lot of my covers. He did Freddie Glove, Sick With It. He did a lot of my covers. Show You How to Mob. And then my other covers, it's kind of random I find different artists that I really enjoy their work, and I'll talk
Look
to
you
them.
networking with other independent artists. I love it, man.
Absolutely,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
I fuck with the homegrown talent, wherever they are. You know what I mean? I love them. That's the people that I fuck with. Support local, always.
That's right. Support local. Well, you heard it here first. Do yourself a favor, listeners. Go out there, check out these amazing 4 albums that Jerrk just dropped literally once a month. You have Freddie Glove. You have Elephant Knee Skin. It's a tongue twister title for me. You have Shark Laughter, and you have The Wizard out right now on all streaming platforms. Click on that link tree. Go support his music. Go support Jerrk. Check out all the other amazing, talented artists that he works with. And I really hope today you guys took away a lot of inspiration from this. This has been, like I said, it's the summer of music, but really it's been the summer of hip hop. There are so many talented, amazing artists out there. If you're looking for something real, you're looking for something that's relatable, go listen to every single one of these sessions that I've had this summer, because all of these artists are amazing and they have something to offer, something to show you, something to tell you. And yeah, I just really appreciate you coming on again today, Jerrk. Thank you so much, man.
Thank you, brother.
And to all my listeners out there, until the next time, stay golden. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to rate and review and click that subscribe button for new bi-weekly episodes. As always, the theme music is provided by The Erica Page. Follow us on social media at IPA Sessions Podcast. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now we have a TikTok and YouTube. All information and links are in the show notes. So show some love and support for these amazing indie artists. And if you'd like to come on and share your journey as an independent artist, reach out to me via email at ipasessionspodcast@gmail.com. Till next time, I hope you found some inspirations for practical application in entertainment.
Jerrk. When I'm supposed to be scared? Cause you got a pistol? Who the fuck you think you is? Just speaking out English.
Splash the holy water on me for a refresh. Get the sins off, I'm G.O.D. blessed. Lord Tuna on my side like a gargoyle. Don't put my trust in humans, not too many are loyal. Pipe down, I'll crack an egg before you hard boil. Shake your leg, beat your feet before it's turmoil. I'm in the streets, I can't seem to make it off. If I die today, put the weed in my coffin. Serve it out the window like a food truck. Maybe it's a no-go, parked by the airport. Use the buddy system, better pair up. Catch a fade, Rambo, knife haircut. You don't scare us, we already been to hell. Now I do God's work, hunt the devil down. I got the spirit of my dead homies. My reflection in the mirror is a testimony.
My heart don't pump no fear. No sucker shit going on here. Never know when death is near. So I never had the courage to be scared. I never had the courage to be scared. I never had the courage to be scared.
The game is thick, thicker than blood, deeper than rap, bigger than us. Don't interrupt, shut the fuck up and do the word. You gon' learn.
Oh yeah, you gon' learn.
Cause my style's too furious, count to track. And I'ma pop out the sky and show you the way. All about my fetty like Ray and Lang. Freddie Glove, play the keys in the 808. A nightmare to you suckers living in your dreams. Zodiac mask standing by the guillotine. Execution, executed excellent. Listen to the foundation, my heart is the sound of it. Keep the vigil going in the candle. I'm going back to get the demons that I didn't get. It's the standard that I set that make me go hard. And I don't pray to him, I really know
My heart don't pump no fear. No sucker shit going on here. Never know when death is near. So I never had the courage to be scared. I never had the courage to be scared.